Hello and welcome to Boatrek Live. And if you're listening, Starfleet Boy, I said it right. Boatrek, not Boatrek. Uh, the pronunciation Boatrek was the original intention. I just ended up saying Boatrek in my early videos. Then I changed the name of the channel to Hello Computer. I didn't like that, so I changed it back to Boatrek. Kept calling it Boatrek, but now I call it Boatrek. And this is Boatrek Live. Episode 4. I haven't done one of these since October. So today I'm going to be talking about the Picard trailer. Now, before I started this broadcast, I found out that Google Hangouts, or the manner in which I'm broadcasting at this moment, will cease to exist in a few hours. So this is the last time I guess I can not be on camera and just speak. It's strange. I don't know what they're doing with. There's a notification in the corner of my screen right now that says, this Hangout is on air live. Hangouts on air is going away August 1st, which technically where I am, it is August 1st. But, not in Western time, I guess. So it doesn't apply to me yet, but this is the last time I can use Hangouts, even though I don't have any guests. It's just me. So today I want to talk about the Picard trailer that was shown at San Diego Comic-Con last Saturday. And I've seen this trailer about 10 times. And I'm just going to bring it up here. Let's just go back to the beginning. And you might be able to hear this. I might get flagged for copyright. I don't really care.
Have you ever been a stranger to yourself?
So it opens on Picard's vineyard, and a female voice is asking, have you ever been a stranger to yourself? And I'm guessing this is the girl he has to help, who many people speculate might be a Borg hybrid of some sort, or maybe Data's daughter. I don't know. And Picard, of course, says many times he's felt that way. But I find what's interesting about the vineyard and the aesthetic is that it looks very 20th century. And that's great. It's retro, it's old-fashioned, and that kind of architecture is not going to fade away through time. It might actually be appreciated more over time. So this next shot here is it's really what piqued my interest when I first saw the trailer last week. The opening of this drawer and the reveal of B4. It is B4. There's no way that is Data. And that has pretty much been confirmed at this point now that it is B4. Since Nemesis, he has been disassembled and put away. Perhaps the integration of Data's neural net didn't quite work for him. And Picard's talking about 20 years ago, Data sacrificed his life to save me.
Sacrificed his life for me. These past few years, I really tried to belong here.
So he's been on the vineyard, I guess, since 2386 when he retired. I believe that's the date he retired after the Hobus incident, that the Hobus supernova that destroyed Romulus. And he's trying his best to fulfill his family's legacy through working at the vineyard and maintaining it. But maybe he feels he doesn't need to, and that he actually does belong out there in space. And whatever trauma he has from either the Borg or the event surrounding the armada he led to help the Romulans in whatever way, maybe there was some failure there with the Romulan incident that some sort of guilt he carries. and that maybe that's why he just reverted. He retired and went back to the vineyard, and I'll take this over and live out the rest of my life like I did in all good things. But it's interesting. It's interesting that they took this route because I always kind of suspected that it was going to be the type of story where he was on the vineyard and something would call him back into action. And of course, in the show, something does spur him into action.
But it never truly felt like home.
This character here is the, I guess, MacGuffin. I suspect that she is essentially, she's the most advanced artificial life form ever created. And that she harnesses a type of power that is both wonderful and great if used properly, but also, of course, very destructive, perhaps to the entire galaxy. So that's what we've gotten in Star Trek lately. Is with Discovery, especially the first two seasons were like huge stakes. The first season of Discovery was actually like, the multiverse was in peril, but in the second season they toned it down a bit to just the universe. And in this, it seems to be like a galactic. Perhaps she. Oops, sorry. Perhaps she is a galactic threat. And let's listen to what she has to say to Picard.
Do you know who I am? Everything inside of me says that I'm safe with you.
Everything inside of her says that she is safe with him, which implies a Borg connection. I'm not sure if she is like the result of Data and the Borg Queen, or Hugh and the Borg Queen, or Hugh and whatever else.
I have encountered a woman. She came to me for help. If she is who I think she is.
So he goes to Starfleet and he begs with an admiral, this girl is important. If she is who I think she is, then
She's in serious danger.
she's in serious danger. So obviously this girl is going to be the centerpiece of the story, or at least to a point. And I honestly think Picard is being duped. That not only, like, there's the impression later in the trailer that we'll get to where the character says she doesn't even know who she truly is. I think she knows who she truly is, and this is just wild speculation that she's like some kind of double agent, like she's meant to elicit trust from Picard, but to ultimately betray him and bring him back into the collective. Because I think at this point in the story, the Borg are no longer a threat. And as we'll get to, it seems that the Romulans have been harnessing Borg technology. Oh yeah, and it's coming in 2020. The initial release was 2019. But you know what? If we're going to get it in February or March, or even as early as January of 2020, I'm good with that. Those were Romulan ships, it seems.
Sometimes I worry that you have forgotten who you.
So happy Captain Picard Day, everyone, because this is literally the exact same thing that the banner that they had in the Pegasus episode of TNG. And it's a pretty funny moment where Riker shows Picard the doll of himself and says, "Make it show," and like makes fun of Picard in front of him. I thought that's one of the greater funny moments in TNG. It's funny how they're bringing this back. So are the kids who grew up on the Enterprise D going to play a role in this somehow? So this appears to be a Borg cube controlled, run by Romulans. And you see it says on that sign there, this facility has gone 5,843 days without an assimilation, which is a little over 16 years. So this further confirms that the the icebergs. The Borg are no longer a threat. So that girl was the girl who goes to Picard is the one who's on the Borg cube as well. So she escapes, I guess. And this woman here is a Romulan. One of the best things, or the best indications of staying true to canon that I see from this trailer is that they're actually attempting, in just what we see in this trailer alone, to explain the different looks of the Romulans. Some have had bulky foreheads, some have had smooth foreheads, some have looked more Vulcan, some have looked a little less Vulcan, and they also incorporate the aesthetic design that was introduced in J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek. So this is what they should have done with Discovery in regards to Klingons. They should have had a variety of different makeup looks so that you understand that, okay, there are some smooth-headed Klingons, there are some really primitive-looking Klingons, there are some medium-looking Klingons that kind of look human, but, you know, the actors have slightly more makeup. With the Romulans, they're showing a variety, and I really like that. That's one of the biggest takeaways I have from this trailer. Picard can't go on this mission alone, so he needs help. Alison Pill, one of my favorite actresses. I love seeing her. She was great in The Newsroom. She was great in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Wonderful. I don't know much about the other actors. I recognize this actress, and I can't remember where she's from, and I haven't learned her name yet, to be honest. But what I know of her is that she's an alcoholic, perhaps ex-lover of Picard. Then you have this guy, another Romulan, who looks like he's straight out of Lord of the Rings. I don't mind that.
Need a crew.
Picard needs a crew. So you have the Romulan, Alison Pill, and Picard on this ship led by this bearded guy. Oh, yeah, and here's an example of another Romulan design incorporated into the show that resembles 2009 Star Trek. And whether you like the Kelvinverse or not, part of that movie is Prime. So, yeah. That's the captain right there. The journey. Going places. Seeing things. She has no idea who she truly is. Right off the bat, like this guy and this girl, I don't trust. They're bad guys. Okay, just to address the design or the cinematography in this show in contrast to Discovery. Yeah, it's a bit lens flary here. A little bit. But that's not what the show is going to be about. There's not going to be a hell of a lot of Dutch angles. It's going to be a more contemplative, classical style of filming. Not a lot of unnecessary camera movements. Jonathan Frakes confirmed this as such. And Jonathan Frakes is actually very good at working within the aesthetic demands of Discovery, which, in my opinion, is it's attention-grabbing cinematography. It's just lens flare and a lot of camera movement, and it's like only 3-second shots every time, and it's not all like that. I mean, but I'm gonna appreciate, I think, the slower, more thoughtful pace of Picard if that truly is the case. She's the end of all. She's the destroyer. We see an image of her, and then we see the Borg ship. What are they hinting at here? That she's some kind of... Is she the new Borg queen? I think maybe that might be the case, but who knows? It's fun to speculate. And at this point, I think these are the Romulans who have taken over the Borg cube, and they're experimenting on X-drones. I think they're taking a lot of ideas here from Brian Fuller, his pitch from a few years ago, and like they've done in Discovery, David Mack is somewhat of a source of ideas. Not that they're directly taking plot points from like his novel Star Trek Destiny or anything, but uh, this this kind of Borg story or this storyline about ex-Borgs, and this has all been explored before in some form or another in extended canon. Uh, I have to admit, most that I've not read, I've just heard about. I did read the David Mack trilogy, Star Trek Destiny, and my God, if that was a series, that would just be freaking amazing. But I don't know how those rights work and how those credits work. And do they purposely have to change things to avoid giving credit to certain people? And is that to the detriment of the art or the advantage? Who knows? So Picard is, assumably on his vineyard, pouring up some alcohol. Maybe he didn't have an alcohol problem before he met that girl, but who knows? Now he's into the liquor.
How are you doing out here, Picard?
What the hell are you doing out here, Picard? Who's saying that? You see some blonde hair there. Who is that? That can't be. That can't be 7 of 9. I couldn't believe it when I first saw this trailer that she showed up here.
Saving the galaxy.
So that Borg lying on the table, I think that was Hugh. And here is this is the cheesiest line of the whole trailer. It's kind of cringy, but I kind of don't mind it. It's akin to Spock in Discovery saying, "I like science." At first, it's like, why'd you go there? And then after a while, it kind of grows on you, and it's kind of funny.
Engage.
I suppose the captain was like, "Do you want to say it? Do the honors, Captain Picard." So in this series, I really think there's going to be a running joke about how Picard is revered and recognized almost like as if he was a celebrity by a certain portion of people, and then other people are just not going to know anything about him or who he is, and like ask him his name like that guy did, like, "What's your name?" And Picard gives him that look. So this is very promising. I really wish we could actually see Brent Spiner as Data. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot.
I don't want the game to end.
He's talking to somebody. He doesn't want some game to end. A lot of people speculated that what you're about to see is some kind of holographic image. Who knows? I just know that whatever character is about to appear here won't be in it that much. I would temper my expectations, which I did not when I first saw it. I saw this character and I was like, "Oh my God, he's going to be in the whole thing. It's going to be the adventures of Data and Picard." But then as more information comes out, it seems like Data won't be in it all that much, but he will appear. As of yet, the actor Brent Spiner has not actually filmed any scenes with other TNG actors, so this kind of solidifies the theory that this is a holographic interaction.
I can see that, Captain.
Yeah. So it's very promising, but like I said, temper your expectations, because I thought Discovery was going to be the greatest thing ever. And then it was okay. Season 2 was a slight improvement. If I were to give a numerical score to Discovery, I'd say season 1 is a 6 and season 2 is a 6.5. if Picard is a 6.5 or a 7, I'm going to be slightly disappointed. It needs to be an 8. 8 is a good number for general movie or TV enjoyment. 9 is like, wow, and 10 is like, holy shit, I'm going to watch this a million times. But let's hope for the best here and stay positive, and I just can't wait to see this show. And furthermore, I want a confirmation of the release date, although it's not that important, I guess. And in regards to Star Trek Las Vegas, Brent Spiner was there for the Picard panel, and I didn't really know what to expect, and it was just him apparently, and not much was revealed. It's really great to be there, I imagine, because you see you buy the Eagle Moss ships or whatever you're going to buy down there, and they have this really great Enterprise E prop that a lot of people down there took a picture of. There were these cosplayers. One was the whale from Star Trek 4, and the other one was the probe. That was pretty cool. And I just love following people on Twitter who are down there having a good time. But, it's not going to compare to last year when Patrick Stewart came out and announced the Picard series. Some people were expecting that a Pike series would be announced. That hasn't happened yet. Who cares? We're getting Picard. Lower Decks I'm more enthusiastic about that. And once I listened to Mike McMahon talk about the characters, and this one character in particular who is not the cat doctor, but a medical person who just enjoys all the weird alien shit that she has to deal with. So Lower Decks, looking forward to that. But as of now, it's all about Picard. And I kind of have to take my mind off it because it's a ways away. What do you think about the trailer? Let me know below. And thanks for listening to my last Google Hangout on air, because they're getting rid of it. I don't know what they're doing to replace it. YouTube webcam, they say, but I like doing this. I don't like having a webcam on me every time. So maybe they'll figure out a way. Who knows? Good night and good luck in life.